Hello, I'm Heather.
I'm Nikki.
And we are Woolly Elephant. This is episode 15 and it's June the 29th.
Yeah, 29th.
At 8:30 in the evening. I don't think we've completed quite as much this week.
No. I still haven't finished my shawl.
I've not worked on as many different things, but I have completed a couple of things, and I'm only going to show a couple of works in progress tonight because some of them I've just not touched, or I've touched very little, not worth showing again.
Yeah, I've not bothered bringing my shawl. I have done some considerable amount on it. I'm nearly up to the lace panel, but it just looks the same. Just the orange has got bigger. So next time I'll show you, it'll either be done or there'll be lace in it. Springtime.
Your Magic Spring Shawl.
The one I keep showing that, I keep saying I'll finish for next time and it never happens.
You can't have much left to go now though. You were trying to get it finished for Woolfest, weren't you? But
yeah, it just never happened.
It just never happened, and we had a great time.
Oh, it was
Woolfest. Who knew there were so many sheep? Different sheep.
The British Icelandic sheep were my favourite.
Yeah.
Because me and Dad were looking at them and they came straight up to the pen, to the side, barring at you, and I'm like, it must be food time. But Dad thought it was brilliant because he could get some close-up shots of the sheep. Because they were really interested in what you were doing. That, yeah. Like in the alpacas as well.
We'll drop a couple of pictures in. Either as we're talking, I don't know until we come to edit it, we'll either put a couple of pictures in as we're talking, or we'll stick a few pictures in of that he took when we were at Woolfest on Saturday. He took a few, not a huge lot, but we've got the pictures of the various sheep and the alpacas and a couple of the stalls and things.
There were Angora bunnies too, which I thought were really cute.
They were so cute, and there was one of the sheep, I can't remember the name of it, his head looked like a kangaroo. His face looked like a kangaroo. His face looked like a kangaroo. Yeah, if you covered up its body,
yeah, curved nose,
you would know it was a sheep.
That was crazy.
It was cool, pretty cool.
But it were really good. I think the animals made it.
Because the way they had them laid out was they had a pen with the sheep, the breed of sheep, and then in the next pen there was the stall selling the wool
from that sheep.
And the products that they made from it as well, if they were making them. So it was pretty good because we've never been there before. So that one was an experience because it was completely different to Edinburgh Yarn Festival.
Totally. It had a nice balance between yarn and what's it called? Where it's not been spun.
Roving. Felt tops, wool tops.
Yeah.
For spinning. There was a lot of, whereas at Edinburgh it was focused on knitting and
dyeing.
Crochet. It was all there was quite a lot of weaving. There was quite a lot of dyeing. There was an awful lot of roving, wasn't there? On the unspun yarns. Loads of beautiful colours.
If you were a spinner, you'd be in your element.
Yeah, as well as there were lots of natural wool in cheap colours.
Yeah, which I really liked.
And there was the indie dyed stuff as well, because we saw Debonair Yarns that we follow on Instagram, but she didn't see us, I think, because each time we went past she was quite busy.
She had a lovely stall though.
We saw, oh God, what's she called now?
That lady,
Anakin.
Yeah. She does beautiful shawls, can't pronounce her name.
I'll find it, because I've bought something from there and I'll say later. Yarn Addict Annie.
Yeah, that's
Yarn Addict Annie on Instagram, who makes the most beautiful shawls. And I saw a couple of the ones that I'd obviously been looking at there, and she was a lovely lady as well. I don't think we saw anybody else that we followed, did we?
I saw Easy Knit because they were there at Edinburgh.
Oh, they were at Edinburgh as well. But I didn't feel like I needed to.
No, I wanted to look at stalls where I hadn't looked at in Edinburgh.
We were quite well behaved.
I came back with more than I thought I would. But whatever.
We came back quite. I think we did. We predominantly bought what we went for.
Yeah.
I went to look for pick sticks for my rigid heddle loom so I could do patterns. Nobody had any in the size for my loom, which, you know, so I'll have to send off for them. But I went to buy wool yarn to dye. I got some of that. I didn't get a lot, but I got a bit. because by the time I found a store that was selling predominantly that, I'd spent most of my money. Oh, spent most of my money already. I got a fabulous weaving book. Well, we'll show you those later. Anyway, we had a fab day.
They were really good.
Definitely, if you're thinking of going next year, I would highly recommend it.
Off one visit.
I think it was, yeah, it was £10 to get in, which wasn't too bad, and it was. There was a lot more there than it.
Bigger than it.
Yeah, it was.
It would be.
There was a lot more there than we expected. So definitely one to go to again next year. We talked about doing a vlog episode, but you get so wrapped up in what you're doing and what you're looking for.
It would have been difficult as well, because even though it wasn't as busy as Edinburgh, you were a bit more compact.
Yeah, because it's all in pens. Because it's in like an auction place where they auction off sheep, so it's in pens that are all like. So it's all quite close together. And let's say it wasn't ram busy, was it?
No.
And I got my shawl done in time to wear, even though Madam here
was
slacking off and she didn't. She even tried knitting a bit on the way there, and I did a bit on the way there, but for her. But
yeah, if you saw on Instagram a picture of us saying we're on our way, I'm there in the back knitting it. I was going to cast it off sooner, but it wouldn't have been, just wouldn't have been long enough. But it's okay. No. It's still cold here and raining. It'd be raining.
I can't believe it, because was it last week or the week before when we were last podcasting? It was heat wave, so hot. You just didn't want to wear anything.
You couldn't breathe.
You couldn't breathe. You wanted to take everything off and then take your skin off as well because you were that hot. And then today I've been wearing my shawl and my long winter coat and your hood up, and I even shoved my hat in my bag just in case.
It's summer.
Because it was cold and it was raining when I was going up to visit my parents today.
Although I was watching Cozy Up with the Knit Sisters, as you recommended. The latest episode, and they're there, woolly hats on, shawls on, and it's summer there as well.
Well, you know, it might. I think that 2-week heat wave, that was it.
That's our summer.
We'll be lucky if we get another one. Anyway,
enough rambling.
Enough rambling. You can find us on Instagram, where we are most active on Instagram. I'm Woolly Elephant Mum.
I'm Woolly Elephant Daughter.
And then we're on Ravelry as Woolly Elephant Podcast Group. Isn't it?
In our podcast group, yeah.
Yeah.
And Etsy, we're Woolly Elephant. At Facebook, we're Woolly Elephant.
So there's plenty of places you can follow us if you're interested.
So I'm sure if you can't remember all that, just put in Woolly Elephant and you'll find us.
You'll pretty much. You might get lots of pictures of like woolly mammoths.
Yeah.
But usually we pop up in there somewhere.
We're getting to the point now where we're like close to the top.
It's starting to pick us up more.
Especially on YouTube, which is good.
Yeah. Anyway. So, on with the actual knitting content. Finished objects. Nicola has...
Zero.
As nada.
Normal. Nil plan.
But we're not going to have them every episode.
I don't think I've had one for a while. My last one was that little dress I knitted.
I had nearly finished. I've got 2 finished objects. One I'm going to show now, one I'll show when we do our baby segment, because it's a baby item, so I thought I'll save it for then. This I had nearly finished on our last episode. Like I said, I'd got to about here. About here. I said, it's just not getting any smaller. It is getting smaller, but it felt like it was. And that knitting, just that bit, from here to here, just seemed to take forever. Anyway, I was determined I was going to finish it and wear it for when we went to Woolfest, because it's 50% cotton, 50% acrylic, but it feels so nice, and it was. I wore it all day, and I
used it as a pillow.
It wasn't cold, was it?
No.
But I wasn't too hot in it, and
it was when we got out the car.
I'm lucky I came home with this today, because I went to see my mum and dad.
And Danny likes it.
Do you know?
This is terrible.
Oh, I like that one, she says. She gave me the one I made her. The one I made from the Serdar colour wheel. In the stripes, green, rusty colour, yellow, red, whatever it was, yeah?
Yeah. The one you could have made bigger.
Anyway, so I brought it, I'd said to her, when you wash it, it'll probably grow, because I didn't block it. I didn't block it, because I wanted her to have it in time for her birthday. Anyway, I said to her, if you wash it, hand wash it, and you might even get away with putting it in the washing machine, it'll grow because of the nature of the pattern. Anyway, she hung on to it and hung on to it and gave it me back a couple of weeks ago and said, well, you wash it, I'm too afraid to do it. So anyway, I washed it. I was surprised actually, if anybody's done any of those colour wheel shawls, how much dye, I'm glad I didn't stick it in the machine, how much dye came out of that.
Oh no.
An awful lot, so I'm glad I took it and didn't leave her to do it, because she'd have killed it.
She would have hid it from you.
Anyway, so I took that back to her today. I gave it a back and I says it's bigger now. It wasn't hugely bigger, but it was definitely bigger and softer. And she was like, oh yeah, lovely, yeah. And then she grabbed this one from round my neck. She's going, oh, I like that one. And I got it off to show her. She said, it's much bigger, isn't it?
Hink, hink, wink, wink.
Yeah. She went, it's much bigger than that. I says, I'm not making another one of these anytime soon. I says, actually, from about there to there, it's about the same size. This is only slightly longer. I says, now it's been washed, it's about that long. I says, it's not really any bigger in this section, it's just the fact that the sides come out longer. I says, that makes it look bigger. She said, oh, I like that one. I thought, stuff it, because normally she says that, and I come home without it. I thought, she's not having it. She's not having it. I have bought another one of these in this, it's this colour, the dark tealy colour, but it shades to greens. It's called Jungle instead. But I felt like I was knitting this. It's an easy pattern, but I felt like I was knitting it forever. And
wasn't.
And I've got a couple of others that I want to start. So I said to her, I'm not knitting another one anytime soon. I will knit another one, but I'm not knitting one now. So she can flipping well wait. That green and brown, I said to her, the one that I'm knitting that's like the one she's got.
In that style craft?
That one I showed last week in the King Cole Country Tweed in the green and the brown.
I thought it was style craft.
I started knitting one of those. I said I'm going to knit that. I'm knitting another one and I'm knitting it bigger. I said, so if you want a bigger one, when I finish that you can have that, because I've got loads of that yarn. I said, so you can have a bigger one as well. I said, and that'll be more winter-like because it's thicker. So I should shut her up. Keep her happy for a bit.
Keep your mother happy.
And yeah, you have to keep your mum happy.
That's right.
So, because I do, I mean, she wanted me mited square one. I showed in the first couple of videos that we did. She went, oh, I like that, that's lovely. I don't want the one just like that, just like yours. It's like, get off, I'm having it. I nearly gave it so many times, and I kept thinking, no, I'd never have any. They'd all be with my mother.
She's got to Nan's house and before you're not knitted.
Yeah. So, anyway. So she's got socks. She's had socks and a shawl recently, so she shouldn't.
And she had socks off me.
And she had socks off you for a birthday, so she shouldn't really be complaining. So
she'll be expected for Christmas, you know.
She will. So, and she used to knit. My mum used to knit a lot. I mean, when I had my shop and I was selling knitting yarn, every couple of weeks she was buying a new sweater quantity of.
You were a machine.
Of acrylic, because she could turf them out. Her tension wasn't great anymore, but she couldn't half turf out them jumpers. She's got a couple still sitting under her bed, and she said to me about finishing, but her tension was so quite loose because of her arthritis in her hands. The tension was so loose and uneven. If I started knitting it now, it would be stand out like a beacon, Malaysia beacon, and it would be a completely different size. So if I was to do that, I'd just have to pull them undone. Maybe I will one day, but then again, maybe I won't. There's too many other nice things I want to knit. Just knit a new ones instead.
Yes.
So, that's the only FO I'm showing now. I have got another one, like I said, but I'll show it in a bit. So we shall then move on to works in progress.
Works in progress.
So you can go.
Well,
oh, hang on. Sorry, I forgot to say. It's Wendy Evolution. I even wrote it down, look. Notes. Wendy Evolution shawl in colourway Island. If anybody's interested and wants to make one, it costs $12.99 to make this, which is a bargain. Colour Island, number 3398. I knitted it on 4mm circs, high sharps. There you go. Patterns on the box. Actually, I've got another one, just to show. I only had a little bit. That's the jungle one. I forgot about this out. You see it?
That's nice.
And you've got crochet pattern on one side and the knitted scarf pattern on the other side, and a picture of them both made up on the back.
Excuse me.
So $12.99 I think I paid for that. Bargain. And then you've got the box afterwards you could use for something else. Sorry, right, go on.
I showed, I can't remember if I showed last time I started.
You did.
This, but I finished the square that I showed last time, or I'd done, and I've added another square, so that Mothie and the Squid that Mum gave me, I did that.
That's what I knitted the Fairy Hill shawl in, and that woven
It's got sparkling.
and
I'm going to do this like a proper memory blanket. Like, even though that's Mum's scrap, it's still pretty and I really like it because it's a sparkle.
Yeah, but it's a memory of something your mother made.
And then those two, I've been after those since I saw her post them on Instagram. They're all Mothie and the Squid yarns. And I've got a couple of like sock scraps I'm going to put in and what have you, so that'll be really good.
Cool. Hello, we're back.
I can, if I sit down, I tend to do these in the evening, and if I can keep my eyes open long enough, I can probably churn, if not a whole one out, at least 3/4 out, because it's on straight needles and it's so easy to do. Even though it's probably been about a week and a bit, I'd have to look at the pattern again, because my memory's just shot at the moment. Yeah, it seems to be okay. I've not decided if it's going to be a blanket or a cushion cover. I might go for a cushion cover for my craft room.
Yeah, because we've not been doing it for a huge length of time to have a huge amount of minis yet, have we?
Yeah. I've got
to make it big enough for a cosy memories blanket or anything.
I've got enough to make. I've got enough scraps, like, and I will do from like my projects that I've been doing that are all in 4-ply. But I don't necessarily want to just save them for this. I want to do like socks and like other little projects for them. And like these, what Mum's knitting, a rainbow shawl, I want to save some coordinated ones to do one of those because I really like it, it's really pretty.
Yeah, that I'm going to show, I've only done a couple of straps on that shawl.
How many whips do you have?
2 or 3, it's either 2 or 3. No. Not as many today. Like I say, I've got several, but I haven't made any major progress. The green and brown shawl I was talking about giving to my mum, I've only done like that much on it. It doesn't look any different really.
I'll show this one. I got this kit from
Woolfest.
Yeah, that one.
It was in Cockermouth in Cumbria, this wool festival.
This weekend. I don't know if you can
hold it steady, that's it, just hold it there. Hold it still.
Cover your face up. They had these knitted up, and I was looking at them and I was feeling them and I was like, oh, I like these.
We were both drawn to the same one.
And then Mum was looking at them and I couldn't see. They had like a greeny one, a pink one, a red one. I think there was a pinky one, but I like the teal one. And I was like, oh, I like them. But Mum found a kit for herself, and then I was like, well, I want one. Is there another one?
They had other colours, but
and they were
I went rooting.
They were only £12, something or other, and it's, you get 2 balls of West Yorkshire Spinners Aran in a teal colourway.
And the BFL.
Yeah, BFL, which is really nice. Come on.
You can see the colour, it's alright.
So I really liked it, and it was an Aran. I didn't know it was YSL, I just liked it. And it came in this little box, and it came with a pattern. I'm having a hard day today, so my brain's just not working. So then I cast on, because I couldn't wait, completely forgetting I'm a tight knitter. So I'm whizzing through it, and it's so easy. It's a mock cable pattern, which I never heard of before until Mum picked it up. She went, that's mock cable.
That's mock cable, it'll be quick and easy.
And I was like, what? Now I look at it, you can tell, but just at first glance it did look like a cable.
Just an ordinary cable, doesn't it?
But it's so easy. But I tried this on, because it's on, so you do it on DPNs, and it's so tight. See, look, it's stretched.
It is a bit.
So it's like proper as an hour and a half. But that to me is a bit too stretched. And these are on 4mm needles.
So you're probably better going up to 5mm rather than 4.5.
So
like it suggests.
So it says on the front 4mm DPMs for small to medium size, and I do only have small hands. Well, I think I do anyway. And or 4.5.
Compare.
For thingy. For larger size.
Quite small.
For larger size hands. So I'm like, I've only got small hands, it'd be right. More like medium. And I messaged your mum going, it's a bit tight. And she even looks at the picture, goes, it looks a bit tight, but it's stretchy. That feels fitted, but I know full well it's just going to suffocate. And it's...
And you don't think it'll give a bit when you wash them?
I don't like how it looks though.
Too stretched.
You do increase on the palm, because you can see here I'm starting to increase where it's just plain knit. But I'm just going to pull them out because it only took an hour and a half to do this.
And do them on a bigger.
And I'm going to do them on 5mm needles. That way, if they are too baggy, I can put them over my jumper. Because that's how...
I don't imagine it will be, because 1/2mm, when it's that tight, half a size, it's literally 1/2mm, it's not going to make really much of a difference. Because I'm not going to do half, I'm going to go up a whole inch. I'm going to go up a whole size. A whole size, I'm going to go up to 5. Because I am tight. And when I don't pay attention to what I'm doing, because there's only one pattern row, see, I'm struggling to get it off. I knit even tighter when I don't pay attention. So, saying that, I have picked up both pairs of my socks that I've been putting off and putting off. I've switched my pink Socks of Oz from the Magic Loop and me just... I can't be doing with this constant stopping, pushing the needle in, pulling the needle out every 30 something stitches.
So these are from, I'm assuming they're called Wadsdale?
Wadsdale.
I can't actually remember what the actual store was called, but because these are called the Wadsdale Warmest Kit, I'm just going to assume they're called Wadsdale.
Hang on, look on the back of that.
It's just
Sheepfold.
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 Sheepfold. That's where they came from, and it came from with the pattern.
They had some nice stuff on that store.
They were lovely.
I could have bought a couple of kits, but I didn't want to come home with a load of stuff because I've got plenty of stuff anyway.
So that's really nice, and the yarn's lovely to knit with. It's just damn crap with my tension. Knowing me, I'll be knitting like a chunky jumper on like size 4mm needles because that's just how ridiculous I am. So I wanted to show you it before I ripped it out because, you know, a lot of podcasters like talking about the tension and what have you, and I don't swatch. I think if I'm going to knit jumpers now, because I knit more, I think any jumpers that I knit in the future or cardigans, I'm going to have to learn how to swatch, or else I'll get all the way through it and it'll be like 3 times too small or 10 times too big.
I know knitting in wool, it doesn't seem to matter so much knitting in acrylic, but knitting in wool is a whole different ballgame.
I don't even know what this is. What content is this?
It's 100% wool, isn't it?
100% wool.
Louis Face Leicester.
It's lovely. I'm enjoying it because I was even saying while we were looking around going, I've never knitted in West Yorkshire Spinners. And then we were all looking at it in the car, I'm like, oh yeah, it's West Yorkshire Spinners. Happy days.
So they're quite local to us.
So that was one of my acquisitions.
I have switched my pink Socks of Oz sock, Yellow Brick Road, off all that faffing about trying to get the right size circular needle to do Magic Loop. I have given it a try, but it just drives me crazy and slows me down.
It's just not for you.
My tension's looser and it really slows me down. The constant having to stop, pull the needle through, push the other needle in, turn it, push the needle through, push the needle in. I'd be quite happy doing that. I've done it on a hat. I was alright doing it on a hat because you're knitting a lot more stitches. I'd be alright doing it on a jumper or a sleeve or something like that because you're knitting a lot more stitches, so you're not having to do it as often.
Yeah.
But on the socks, it's just driven me crazy. I miss my DPNs. So I've switched it to DPNs. So that's the brief look. I've just done the gusset and I've got to do a German short roll heel, which I was going to do yesterday, but I can't remember how to do it without watching a video. I didn't have time to watch the video. So I'm keen to get these finished now because I did promise Christy from Relatively Crafty what I had left over for her to try. So I'm keen to get them finished so I can send off the stuff that we agreed to swap.
Yeah.
So I want to try and get this one finished. I have picked up my rainbow one and I've turned the heel and I've on that one, but it's not worth getting it out to show. The sock that I have done, where is it? And the ones I have picked up again because I've forgotten about them and got cracking on this last week was my colourwork ones, my Basalt socks.
I'm loving them.
Yeah, because I want to wear these. See, I've showed that one before. That one I did ages ago, and then I put them aside and just completely forgot that I had them. Anyway, so I've continued on with the yarn where I left off. Where I left off with this one, I have picked up and started. I've started with this one, so they're matching, but they're not matching. I knitted that in no time at all, really.
Not really.
When you're knitting, do you know I have found I am so liking colourwork. As long as there's not long gaps in between.
Yeah.
You have to keep, catching it. I'm finding these. I am loving knitting these. I knit these a lot quicker because you're following the chart. It's more interesting to knit.
You're paying attention more.
I just love knitting it, and I think they are looking pretty cool. So I'm hoping by the next podcast they'll be finished. This one has been washed and blocked because coffee got spilt on it, so I didn't have a choice.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But the rib's gone quite slack on that one, but then it still fits round. It fits round my legs. They are quite a tight fit, these. This one I did on DPNs, but it has flattened out quite nice, which I didn't think it would.
It's lovely.
Because when you're pulling it across, you can pull it a bit tight. When you carrying your arms across the back. Right, yeah, that's that one. And so, but then this one, I've put it onto. I've done this one on my 9-inch circulars. Knitting colourwork on 9-inch circulars. If you want to do a colourwork sock, do it on 9-inch circulars.
Is it easy?
You're not kidding, it's easy because there's no join to be pulling. Because when I was doing it on the DPNs, you're conscious that you want to leave it loose enough so it doesn't pull across the join because you don't want to pull it because you get so used to when you're on DPNs pulling it a bit between the join. Obviously, if you've got a colour going across, you don't want to pull it too tight, otherwise it puckers.
Right.
So I didn't. When I started that, I didn't have the 9-inch circulars. Well, now I've got them, and I put on. Obviously, my rib looks a whole lot better on them. Although I think I did do the rib on the DPNs. Actually, I think I might have done the rib on my DPNs and then transferred it onto the circs because it's easier to do rib on DPNs, I think. And then, but there's no. As you can see, there's no puckering.
Are you obsessing the camera?
Yeah. No, it does that where it cuts it off. After about.
Oh.
There we go. How cool! That's the heel flap. That's like the heel, but it's all knitted in one piece. This is called a strong heel. That's where the pattern changes. So there's no pucker in there. So these will block out. Should block out. This one will probably be might be a bit tighter, or I think I'm doing it on a size smaller. I'm not sure than on the previous one, but I'm not bothered. I'm not actually knitting. I'm knitting them in Knit Picks. The shaded yarn is Knit Picks Chroma Fingering. I can't remember the colourway. I'll find out. Which is not a sock yarn.
Isn't it Wildflower or something like that?
No, that was that Shawl. And I think it's actually 1-ply. So they're going to be socks that I float around in. Do you know what I mean?
Don't levitate.
Levitate. Because I didn't think when I started it, I just thought, oh, that'd be good, because I want to do it with a gradient yarn. When I saw the pattern, I want to do it with a gradient yarn. And the only gradient yarns I had at the time were the Knit Picks Chroma. Which I think it definitely is, I think, a 1-ply, because if I try to break it, it breaks really easy.
Yeah.
So they're not going to wear. There's not going to be a lot of wear in that colour. But saying that, the yellow is West Yorkshire Spinners, and that's a 75. I think that's a 75-25. It's their signature 4-ply. It is 75% wool, 25% nylon. So that's hard wearing. So it has got the yellow in as well. It'll not be a pair of socks. They'll be my best socks that I'll just wear in the evenings. Not just wear in the evenings, or if I'm going to go out
With your feet
somewhere.
up.
If I'm going to go out somewhere in this dress like I'm wearing now, I'll wear my ankle boots and my socks sticking above the top, because they're just meant to be seen, aren't they?
Yeah.
I might look totally nerdy and hippie-fied, but who cares? Cause
just do not
over my
wear socks
over my
with
black leggings.
Sandals.
Well, I might, you know. Need some transparent wellies.
Yeah.
We need transparent wellies.
Doc Martens, they've got see-through ones,
Really?
so you can see your knitting socks.
I think we need those.
I think somebody I follow on Instagram posted them, and I was like, need.
Yeah, we need those. I've seen clear wellies before, transparent wellies. But there you go. So they'll be for high days and holidays, because I'll be worried about wearing them through quick. But these are a pair. I love the pattern. I'm going to knit these again in
More robust strands.
in something else. Maybe not straight away, because I've seen another colour work pattern. I got another. I bought Knit Picks have done another sock book, and I downloaded that. Bought that and downloaded that, and there are some beautiful sock patterns in. And there's one called, I think it's called Arches, which is done with like a black and a shade and a gradient yarn. So I've got future plans for doing that. I've got a sock blank that Nikki bought me. I want to use for the coloured yarn, and then I'm going to use black or brown or something for the other for the contrast colour.
That'd be really cool.
That's why I want to get these finished, because I am really bored of knitting socks, but not those because the colour work.
Yeah, I think when I'm going to eventually start colour work, because I do plan to try it this year. I'll probably start something small like a sock or a hat. Probably do a hat for Michael, to be honest.
Really I've done, other than the baby one I'm going to show, is I've put a couple more stripes. I've got the full 10 colours now.
It's fab!
The full 10 colours on my Lamina Shawl by Amber O'Brien. Mothy and the Squid Minis Bright colour pack, rainbow colour pack. Black is Knit Picks palette yarn, and isn't it fabulous?
Yes.
This is just going to be. I think you'll be able to see me at any future wool festival.
I was just thinking you should wear that too. Is it Kendall?
When we go to when we go to Kendall Wool Gathering, you'll be, if you go in there, you'll be able to see me because I'll probably wear this.
You should.
I'll wear this, I think. I don't know whether I'd wear it any other time because it's a bit. I don't know.
I really like it. I think you should wear it all the time.
What do you think?
Yeah, but if you wore it like with the black coat.
I need a black coat. I think that's is there an excuse, a better excuse for buying a new black coat?
Yeah, like black coat,
winter?
jeans, like knee-high boots, you know, like that you like wearing.
Yeah, bright red dress.
Yeah!
No, or teal.
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 Yeah.
Teal dress.
You've been rocking it, man.
Yeah. As long as everybody doesn't think I'm
matching nice woolly hat. Booming.
Rainbow can represent all sorts of groups and things, can't it, these days?
Yeah, but rainbow's rainbow.
But, you know, isn't that fun?
It's groovy, dude.
I'm loving it, actually, and it's such an easy knit. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to knit another one of these with me minis as a memory shawl with the minis when I've done this one.
It'll only be like having a really flamboyant handbag. You wouldn't even think twice about an handbag.
It should block out quite a lot, this as well. I love the lace pattern. But I've bought a couple of other shawl patterns which are really nice as well. It's trying to decide. I want to do another shawl. I've done some wool for it. I've got some wool for it. It's just trying to decide which shawl out of all the ones I want to do. I want to do them all, and I think I'll cast on about 6, all at the same time.
I want to cast on some new shawls, but I'm patiently waiting.
So that's the 10 row colour. That's the 10 colour repeat now. So I'll be back onto the yellow, which is at the beginning. And I should hopefully, out of what I've got, because they were 20 gram minis, I've got 10 20 gram minis, and each stripe took about 5 grams. So I should have enough to do 4 lots. I don't want to have to buy another set, but if I really had to, if it wasn't long enough, I would. But at 30, I think it was about £34 for the set. I don't want to have to if I don't need to.
We like spending money, but geez.
Not unnecessarily. I'll just block it first, stretch it.
Honest. Or, like, as I was watching the Hey Sister podcast, and they were talking about a shawl, and one of her sisters was worried, I think it was the Hey Sister podcast, that the shawl wasn't big enough. and they were saying that you could seam it at one point, so you know it's more of a
oh yeah, so you would bring it
over your head.
You'd wrap it, you'd go around your back and then sail the straight edge to
sew it together, so then
it'd stay. I bought a shawl pin, so it'd be fine. When we went to what thing, I've not got that down to show because it was the most basic, simple shawl pin. I don't like these big, these big ones, like in wooden ones, and that stand out quite a lot, or the big fancy ones. I just wanted something that was so less is more, as little as possible. Yeah. So I got one at the, which is quite nice. It's just very plain. There's nothing fancy on it. It's just like a coppery. No, it's more like a bronzy coloured wire, isn't it?
Yep.
Anyway, I'll show. I've been playing dyeing today. When we went to Woolfest, I actually got some. I wanted to get some bare yarn to have a go at, and I've had a go today. This is still damp.
Did you enjoy the process?
Oh, I did. I loved it.
Was it easy peasy lemon squeezy?
Yeah. I watched Hugh Loco. I think she's called Hugh Loco.
Oh, yeah.
She's got some great. She's got this 3-part dyeing videos, podcasts, videos on YouTube, and she shows you how to dye a complete solid colour, and then how to make it a bit more tonal. And then she shows you how to do like a speckly one, or one with it's got patterning but more with the speckly in as well. You know, they call it shallow. I think she said they called it shallow dyeing, which is what I did.
It smells nice.
Which is what, that's the wool stuff I've washed it in. That's just from the supermarket. Which is what I did with this one. I did this one in shallow in like 2 inches of water, so that some of it was sitting above, because I wanted this one to be predominantly cream with just the odd. I haven't done speckles. I just dropped it on, the odd bit on. This blue doesn't have spread. The blue's spread and the green more than anything. I did this one first. I was going for a teal, this kind of colour, this colour, turquoise, and I wanted it like a mustardy yellow, and then I wanted creamy patches with the odd specking. Well, I've never done it before, so that didn't quite come out as out like that. But I'd also
tropical that.
But I'd also watched another one that shows you how to lay the wool in the pan to get it. So when you're knitting, you know when you did them blue and white socks for Ben, and it went across in like swathes. Yeah. I'm hoping that's what this might do. You know, with this here, you've got the equal part with the yellow here and up here. It might not, but I laid it out like she said. So I'll see if I could get that. If it doesn't come out like that, I'm not bothered, because I love the colour.
It's fab.
It's I used a turquoise. I used a green. The green spread the most, and then obviously where the blue and the yellow crossed over, it got green as well. I used a gold ochre. The yellow's called gold ochre, and a brown. I used a brown as well, and in some places there's more brown. There we go. So there are places where the yellow is much darker, and the insides where the yellow's darker, which is what I wanted, and the blue's very faint in places. Well, this is golden. There we are. I've picked it up again. There's even the odd bit of cream. I think that's where it was tied. I had this hook that I've got them on. I had them hooked over my door because it's raining outside, so that looks a bit more ready there, doesn't it? I couldn't hang them outside to dry. The whole atmosphere is damp, which is just typical on the day I've got time to dye. But I had this over the door hook, and I hooked it over my back door, and when I turned around it just dropped off. No! Fell on the floor in a tangled heap. So I'm hoping, I think I've managed to straighten it out. There's only the odd bit. It might untangle better, you know, around the bottom there. Around the bottom there. Yeah. It's looking a bit tangled, but I'm sure when it's dry. I just don't like the way it was tied. Well, other ones I've had before, they were all tied. It was tied in sections. Every one I've bought has been tied in sections with separate bits of wool.
Yeah.
Whereas this looks like it's been tied with one continuous piece, and it's tied all. So that when I've hung it up with that bit, because I thought it was a separate piece, it's pulled up as well.
Oh no.
So I don't like the way that they were tied, but I'm quite happy with how they've come out. I'm going to knit a shawl with those two. It's they're a sock yarn, 75/25 Blueface Leicester nylon, because I'm finding I like the feel of Blueface Leicester quite a lot. So they're going to be a shawl. I've a couple of shawl patterns, one that I bought from Woolfest and one for the Shawl Society shawl. I think they both need about 200 grams. You need 2 skeins anyway. So I want to put them two together. I did that one and then thought that didn't come out with any cream. I wanted some cream areas but it didn't come out with some cream areas, so I did the other one. So they're predominantly cream. So that should come out speckly really.
Are you going to do them both together?
Yeah, I'm going to knit them together.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, not together at the same time, but you know,
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
To get the pattern. So as soon as that's dry, I'm going to, hopefully it'll be dry by the evening tomorrow, and then I can, if Nikki remembers to bring the Swift, because we share one, then I can get that wound up and start one tomorrow night. And then everything else that I keep saying I'm going to get finished
Won't be forgotten about.
So hopefully I'll have a bit of a shawl to show next time with me.
Yeah, own hand
with my own hand-dyed yarn, because I really enjoyed that and I am keen to do more.
It's really cool.
I've only got one more skein though. I've got one with a silvery threaded stellina in it, so I'll do that in something completely different. And I need to send for some more.
You do?
I do. So
are you hooked now?
That's it. So we're going to do babies. Baby section now. Do our baby section.
Or do you want to do acquisitions?
Acquisitions.
We'll do acquisitions.
We'll do acquisitions first. Because we both had acquisitions for Woolfest.
Let me just remove them from this big bag. I'm not going to unwrap this one. I got a few things. See? One's wrapped up, so I'll just unwrap it.
Lovely package. The way she wrapped it up is lovely.
This one is from Big Wigs Angora.
This was the Angora Bunny stand.
I really wanted to try something with Angora in it. Now, the Angora from here is sourced
ethically.
Ethically.
And they are sheared, not plucked like they do in China or Japan or wherever it is, and torture the bunnies to death.
She had pictures on her stall of before and after.
Yeah.
Big puffy.
And on another stall there was 2 Angora bunnies.
Actual bunnies, yeah.
Yeah, in cages.
And they were so big and fluffy. They looked pretty grumpy, to be honest. But yeah.
Chilled out.
Chilled out, yeah. It was so lovely and soft, but this is the colourway that I got. I went back for this because I was looking around everywhere for well, I wasn't looking around everywhere, I just wanted to try a different base. That's the label. Oh, come on, camera.
It's got it.
Is that me, or are my glasses blurry?
I think it's focusing in on your cardigan. Tilt it so you can see.
There you go,
the
it's better.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the colour.
Although it's more of a softer. It's not.
It's Heather. The colourway is Heather. It's a double knitting weight. There's about 50 grams. There's 50 grams. And it's Angora yarn spun from a 25/75 blend of Big Wig's finest Angora, rabbit fibre and super soft merino. And it is mega soft. That's a card. And it's got the
How cute is that?
It's got the bunnies on it. And bigwigsangora.co.uk. I think they're just the cutest. Just ignore my nails. I really wanted to try it. But obviously I wanted to know that the bunnies were okay.
Yeah.
And the bunnies were okay. So that's one of mine. Do you want to show one of yours? Or shall
No,
I
you show all yours.
My first purchases were...
I love this one. I love this one.
Were from... It's called The Knitting Shed. Yeah, The Knitting Shed. And I got a minis kit and a whole hank. Whereas we went into this stall because I'd never heard of them before, and I just saw this hidden behind some other skeins, and I was like, I really like that. I don't have anything like this in my stash, and it's super mega uber soft, and its colourway is called Cheeky Monkey, and it's alpaca silk in 4-ply. So it's 70% alpaca and 30% silk, and that's all the details. Called Cheeky Monkey, which I kind of loved, and it is so soft. And she had it knitted up in a little shawl, which was a free pattern, she said on her website. So I was like, yes.
Excuse the blurriness.
And then I saw these whilst I was looking around because I like those. And these are called Speckle Wood, and these are BFL. I'll just cover Mum's face up. And that's what they are. I thought these were fab. I really like this one. It's more of a brown. It's coming up as a green on, but I really like that one. And this one. Mum saw them, she was like, ooh, I want those. But I think the label on the front is, I think that's, the lady says she spent 2 weeks picking out the colours for this yarn, and I thought, oh, you did a very good job. And she's like, oh, thank you. But I think I may turn these into a cowl, or I might save them to do like a shawl, like what Mum's knitting. What do you call it?
Laminate wrap.
Laminate wrap, yeah. But this is so soft. It's like a cloud, and I've never knitted anything with silking either, so I thought I'd give that a go. And then we were on this other stall. It had just like cakes of yarn, lots of cakes of yarn.
Gradient yarn.
Gradients and different weights of minis. And I saw this one. Well, Mum saw this one, and I was like that. And I wanted one to knit into my memory blanket. Oh.
Namolio, I think it's called. Namolio.
And this is, it just says it's 100% wool, and this is 17 grams, and it cost me £2.50. And it's going to go in my Cosy Memories cushion cover, because that's what it's going to be. So yeah.
For Memories of Woolfest, your first Woolfest.
For my first Woolfest, so that's what that's going to
be.
It's
a bit coarser.
Yeah, it's quite coarse.
It's nice.
It doesn't say what wool it is, but I just like the colours, I think it's pretty groovy.
Is that it?
Other than that, I also got some stitch markers, but they're nothing to show. And
that kit.
And that kit, but I've already shown you, so.
Well, from the same stall, which you send the gradient yarns, I got this one. From that Namolio. Yeah, Namolio, Knitting and Sewing Accessories, namolio.com. £7.50 that was. I mean, it's not soft, it feels like wool. This is probably going to be a hat. I think I'll probably turn this into a hat and put some felt around the brim. That one I bought from Fat Face once. The hat I bought from Fat Face, that's a shop, not a person. Fat Face, if you've ever bought anything from them, I got in Manchester. But the hat feels like this.
Yeah.
But it's got a piece of like soft fleece on the felt sewn in around the brim, under the brim, so it doesn't irritate. And I can see this being that. And for a gradient yarn, for 100 grams for £7.50, an absolute bargain, I thought. Yeah. And it's double knit, I think. I think that's double knit anyway. Would you say that's double knit? I'd say it's double knit. It doesn't have any details. They say they don't have any details on them about what they are. It's just 100% wool. It's just 100% wool, yeah. So I think it could be 4-ply. Or it could be at first sport weight. It could be sport weight actually. It looks maybe, or a light double knit, because some double knits can be really thin. I'd maybe knit it as sport weight. Yeah, knit it on like 375 instead of 4. Yeah, instead of 4. But that's that one. Couldn't resist that. I also got a kit to make the fingerless mitts, like Nikki. Well, not Nikki, was like me and bought it. Well, she'll knit them on normal size and we'll do like me. when we were on the knitting, was it the knitting shed?
Yeah.
Yeah, the knitting shed where Nikki got those fancy yarns from. I'd seen they had some sock blockers with these bunny tops on, or mouse tops, not the mouse actually. They might have been bunny the knitting.
They were bunnies on sock ones.
And I thought, ooh, but then I didn't want to spend £20 on sock blockers at that moment in time. But then I saw these ones, mitten blockers.
They're cool.
How often do you see them? Because if you remember, I don't know
with the thumbs.
If you've watched if you've followed us and watched our episode, there is one episode where I knit mittens and I say, well, what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to dry them? You're supposed to just like block them and sit there. Like
you said that to them, didn't you? They like it.
Yeah. But these, so you've got the thumbs for fitting in separately. I thought even if I only ever use them once or twice, I thought they were lovely.
Thank you.
They were quite pretty. Just very cute. And I have every intention of knitting mittens for this winter in colour work. I want to do colour work mittens. I've got a couple of patterns that I fancy doing. The one that I did in episode, I don't know, whatever it was, where I was knitting in Harry Potter type colours. I was just trying it out with some acrylic yarn.
Oh yeah.
While I was practising for sizes, because my first ones came out minuscule, and so I managed to make them. I did the next ones up a bit bigger. Didn't pull me. It's when I was first starting colour work.
Yeah. And
I was learning to not pull it too tight and things like that. So anyway, I got me mitten blockers from the knitting shed. Details Nikki's just given, because they are very cute. Knitting yarn addict Annie was who I was saying about before that we saw at Woolfest. We follow her on Instagram. This is her. She's been showing this a lot on her Instagram page at the moment. This is her latest pattern. Yarn. Oh, it's got it. It's got it.
Right. It's lovely and lacy.
Murano, I think it's called, and it was there. That shawl was there up at the show in those colours, and it was very, very pretty. Now I'm not a lilac and I'm not a pastels person at all, but it's a beautiful shawl, and it's knitted.
It was nice and big as well.
Yeah, it was very big. It was knitted in Lang Merino Bebe. I assume that means baby yarn, and you needed 200 grams, 2 of each colour. So I picked those 2 colours, which is like a purple and a mauve. But now I've dyed my own yarn.
You tempted to do it.
I might save these for the baby knit along.
Oh yeah.
I might knit something for the baby knit along, or it's so soft, or something else. And I might knit. This is one of the options. I may knit this in the wool that I've dyed. Quite fancy knitting that in the wool that I've dyed. The only thing was, I read, I was going to start it in that wool the other night, and then I started off at this Turkish Eastern cast off, and I read, and I went,
the what now?
Turkish Eastern cast off, and I read it, how it said to do it, and I looked and thought, okay, put that down.
That's in French.
I need to watch the video. I didn't understand that. It describes it, but there's a tutorial. There's a link for a tutorial on how to do it, so I need to watch the tutorial before I do it. But it is such a pretty yarn. She was a real nice lady. We had a chat, got a selfie, and she has some beautiful patterns. I'd highly recommend going looking at her patterns. And then I went to DT Craft Design. Somebody had said, because I was looking and I couldn't find any bare wool, and somebody heard me and said DT Craft Design. Anyway, it was right near the end from the way we were going round. Anyway, so finally got there. I bought the 2 skeins of yarn you've already seen that I've dyed, the BFL, and then this one is 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% gold stellina. So this one. This will have to be a shawl, I'm sure. I might order some more of this. But just by the time we got to them, 3 lots of yarn cost nearly 30 quid, so 25 quid. So I'd kind of run out of money. Or I'd not run out of money, I didn't want to spend any more than I spent at the time. I have seen somewhere else I wanted to buy some from that was good prices. The more you bought, the less it cost. Yeah. Just what I wanted was out of stock. But this is really soft. So I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do. I'm thinking purples
Yes.
purples with a hint of like the gold and something like that. I'm going to do a bit speckly, I think, on that.
I agree.
So something like that. But they were from DT Craft Design. They've got a whole catalogue of stuff, of dyeing stuff that you get from them. Everything that you need. Cool. So I imagine I will give them some more business in the future. dtcrafts.co.uk.
Yeah, because they had lots of dyeing. Like,
they had everything that you needed. Yeah, they had all the dyes and things. I can't remember what man called. I'll show you next time. Or I'll put a link into what dyes I've used on there. I haven't had time today to write them all down. Anyway, that was my acquisitions. I have had a couple of other things. I was going to show them. I couldn't find where I've put them. I've had some stitch markers from Copo. .co.uk.
Yeah, I'll let it.
With the Union Jack on, Union flag on. No, I couldn't find. I've got some that I shoved in my bag, and then I've got some I've put somewhere else that I wasn't using at that minute. Anyway, I was looking for them just before we started, and I couldn't find where I've put them because I was going to show them on this video, and I said I'd give her a shout out. Well, I'll give her the shout out anyway. And if I find them, I'll take a picture and put it in. Of these Union Jack, the holder, but it's got a lobster claw on it, so it makes a good progress keeper for a big jumper.
Oh yeah.
Like I did with my dragon one.
Yeah,
Same lady that I got my dragon one from, and then the wire stitch markers with little Union Jacks on and the beads. So I thought they were really cool. But I can't find where I've put them.
They'll be in a handbag somewhere.
No, they're not in a handbag. I've packed them in something because I put them, all the ones that I weren't using, in 2 little organza bags in something. But I can't find where I put them.
So
I'm really sorry.
Just can't find them.
But I'll try and find them and put a picture in.
It's like I've lost my notions pouch.
If not, I will show them definitely in our next video. Anyway, we're finished with that. We're going to do baby section.
Baby section. Because our Kal starts tomorrow. I don't know if you heard on our last episode we announced that we were starting a baby Kal. And
it's along if you don't know what that means.
Yes. And that starts tomorrow. So it's something that it's something to knit for a child, baby, toddler, child.
Yeah.
Little person.
Minimum requirements, 30 grams. So if you're knitting booties, you might need to knit 2 or 3 pairs. If you're knitting hats, you might need to knit 2. We just say that's it. As long as it's minimum requirements, 30 grams. No whips. It's got to be started on or after the 30th of July. We have a thread on our Ravelry page.
Yes.
And we will open up a finished objects for chatter, and we will open up a finished object one later date. And
if you hashtag Woolly Baby Kal on Instagram, then we can all see what we're all doing.
Is that what we're doing? Is that hashtag Woolly Baby?
Woolly Baby Kal, yeah. Make sure you put Kal on the end because it's for the knit along. You can knit or crochet for this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be knitted. Because what I'm going to do is a nice big crochet blanket, and maybe something else if I can fit it in.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to knit something out of this book, so I can use that then to do a book review at a later date, because this is a new one I've bought, but I'm not going to review it now obviously because I haven't done anything. I can't review any books at the moment because I haven't done anything.
King Cole.
It's King Cole Aaron Book 3. I've got some Debbie Bliss Merino which I might use for it. That I used for them tin can knit mittens.
I've got some of that Peter Pan at home I was thinking of doing.
Yep, so on the theme of babies, for our baby section, this is what I've been predominantly knitting over the last few days. How cute is that? I've actually got details written down for this. This Amber from Yarn Junkie tagged us on Instagram and says, you need to knit this. One of you needs to knit this because it's for our, because we were talking about our baby knit along. And we've got a baby section, so she tagged us in this. It was free for a few hours. It was only for a few hours, and so I managed to get it and download it while I was at work on my phone. It is so cute. It's called Sheepish Little Sweater by Melissa Kemmerer. I think that's how you pronounce it. You have to pay for it now. It's £3.82. It's off on Ravelry. I paid for pattern on Ravelry. It's £3.82 or $4.80 in US dollars. And I have knitted it in Knit Picks palette yarn. It's the same on the front and the back. I loved knitting this.
Oh, it's so fun.
I thought the Knit Picks palette yarn might feel a bit coarse. It was just that was some nice 4-ply yarn I had, but since I've washed it, it's softened up. I'd still maybe put it over a baby girl or a t-shirt or something. But that was the newborn size. Now looking at the pattern, I knitted it on 3 mils. No, I think it should have been on 3.25s.
Whoops.
But then again, 3.25 is a US size 3. I just saw 3 and
Just went
did it on 3 mils. But that's like a newborn size, so it might fit. It might have fitted when we had Mickey had Michael. It might have fitted him for a week.
2 days.
But you know, if they go on a teddy or a smaller baby, it would have fitted all my babies because all mine were like £7
No,
and
not
a
my
bit,
child.
£6 and 3/4 or £7 and a bit. But I loved knitting that.
It's so cute.
I thought about knitting one for Michael, but I'm not sure the pattern goes big enough. It only goes up to age 2.
No.
And by the time he'll be wearing it in winter, he'll be 2.5, and it won't fit him, I don't think. But I still think I might knit
3
more. Anyway, might knit more anyway, just because I like it. But like I say, you have to pay for it now. But thank you to Melissa for offering it free for a while, because that is just the cutest little baby jumper I've ever knitted.
And thanks to Amber for tagging us in it.
For tagging us in it, yeah. So have a tiny baby and I'll send it to you, Amber, for your baby. Because it's in nice natural colours. The colours are Knit Picks palette yarn in cream, Camel Heather, which is this beigey colour, Seagrass, which is the light green, and Bison, which is the dark brown.
It's lovely.
So there you go. That's that. And you've got your baby thing to show?
Yes, I cast on a new project last night for my little man. When we went to Edinburgh, I bought this. This is from Easy Knits and it's in Jungle Drums. I think it's Jungle Drums. Let me just, I have the thing.
The label?
Yeah, that one. She says. Oh, this one off. The Deeply Wicked Jungle Drums, and it's 100% superwash merino in 4-ply, and this is the label.
They're all bright, they have lots of funky colours on these knits.
Yes, it's pretty groovy. The Deeply Wicked base, I think that's the base name. And I've started, I hope this comes up, I've actually got a pattern for a change.
Yeah, you can see that.
It's called the Stegosaurus, Dino Stegosaurus hat. And it's called the Baby Stegosaurus hat. And it's by E.B. Fouts Palmer.
E.B. Fouts Palmer.
Yeah, on Ravelry. It's a free pattern.
We'll put a link in.
Yeah, it's dead easy to find.
We don't always put the links in on the first day when it goes up, but you know, as soon as I get time, we'll put them in. It might be in on the second day, the third day, but not every time, because we don't always get time, because it takes a lot of time, not only filming it, but editing it and getting it uploaded and everything as well. And all the links put in, but we'll do our best for this episode to make sure that we get on all the links for everything that we've said. So
I knitted the ear flaps and I've just joined it in the round. You actually knit it, see what I've got 2 ear flaps to cover his little ears, like, and it's just come up stripes because these are garter stitch and then you just go up into stocking stitch.
Pretty cool.
You knit it on straight needles, but I've joined it in the round to save myself some time. And I don't want there to be a big seam up the back. And it's got Stegosaurus spikes going along the back, and I'm thinking I'm going to do them in like a bright orange or something.
Yeah, and I've got a pattern for a onesie that's got them as well.
Yeah.
So you could do that.
Something really cool and groovy, because Michael likes to run around roaring at you. Because he thinks and he runs around the playground going rah at everybody. So it's going to be cute. I'm actually knitting it on 2 sizes too big. The needles. It says for 2.75 and I'm doing it on 3.25.
Anyway.
Because he's my child and has a big head.
He has a big head. Anyway, on that theme, on the baby theme, we have an announcement to make.
Well, baby Michael is no longer going to be baby Michael because there's going to be a new baby. I am pregnant with baby number 2. So if I have a boy, I will make I'm matching one of these because it's just going to be too cute.
And when I know what we're getting, I will make one of these in a bigger size because there's no way this is going to fit Nikki's baby. Because like Yarn Junkie who's pregnant, who has big babies, Nikki has big babies.
I have big babies. Not as quite as big as Amber's, but Michael was £9.6 when he was born, and he went straight into a 2 to 3 month baby grow.
This is Thursday when we're filming this. She's due to have the scan tomorrow. So all being well, this will probably be on Saturday, or so it should be Saturday or Sunday when this is on air. So
okay. This is the second time we've actually announced this on the podcast.
But we cut it out before.
But last time we had to cut it out because I wasn't as far as gone as we originally thought. They put me back 4 weeks, so it's now been 4 weeks since we last announced it. And
you want to have the scan? We wanted to have the scan before we announce it, so we've put it here so we can cut it if necessary.
Yeah, at the end. So if we're still here, yay! You all know I'm pregnant.
January baby.
Yeah, January baby. I'll get my official due date tomorrow, and that's the reason why my knitting has kind of just stopped, because
she's tired.
I'm tired. It's hard work, being pregnant with and having a toddler. I don't remember,
and working.
I don't really remember much from my first trimester with Michael because I just slept. It was all a blur, and I can't. And this time it's a whole different kettle of fish I'm experiencing. I won't go into the boring details, but it's not the same. Every pregnancy is different.
Yeah. Anyway, all being well, we'll talk more about that on the next episode because we need to wrap this up now because Nikki needs to get home.
And go sleep.
So, happy news to end though. So, we shall see you next time. Bye.
Bye!